The Falken WildPeak AT01 versus the Falken WildPeak RT01, two very different off-road philosophies. The WildPeak AT01 is a balanced all-terrain tire built for daily driving with occasional gravel or light trail use. On the other hand, the WildPeak RT01 is a far more aggressive rugged terrain tire designed for tougher environments like mud, rocks, and deep trails. So the key question is simple: everyday versatility or hardcore off-road durability? Let's find out. Throughout this comparison, the performance metrics are expressed in percentages, with the Falken WildPeak AT01 set as the reference point at 100%. The data source comes from the Tire Rack's on-road all-terrain tire test. Wet roads clearly favor the WildPeak. In wet braking, the WildPeak AT01 stops 19 feet shorter, translating to roughly a 10% advantage in emergency stopping distance. In wet handling lap times, the WildPeak completes the circuit 2.31 seconds faster, which equals to about a 6% advantage in grip and control. Subjectively, drivers also rated the WildPeak 0.63 points higher, translating to roughly a 3% improvement in driver confidence. Overall, the WildPeak AT01 clearly shows stronger wet capability, while the more aggressive WildPeak RT01 sacrificed some wet performance for off-road traction. Dry performance between the two tires is extremely close. In dry braking, the WildPeak stops 2 feet shorter, translating to roughly a 1% advantage in braking distance. In subjective dry handling, both tires score almost identically, with only a 0.06 point difference. Overall, both tires perform similarly on dry pavement, with the WildPeak holding a very slight braking advantage. Comfort again favors the WildPeak. In combined noise comfort and ride quality scoring, the WildPeak scores 6.5 points compared to the 6.17 for the WildPeak, translating to roughly a 2% advantage in ride comfort. Snow testing reveals a mixed result. In snow braking, the WildPeak stops 10 feet shorter, translating to roughly a 10% advantage. In snow acceleration, the WildPeak requires 11 feet less distance to gain traction, which equals to an 18% advantage in traction performance. However, in snow handling lap times, the WildPeak completes the circuit 0.22 seconds faster, giving it a small 1% advantage in dynamic cornering control. Subjectively, drivers still rated the WildPeak 0.33 points higher, translating to roughly a 2% advantage in driver confidence. Overall, the WildPeak performs better in most snow metrics, while the WildPeaks hold a very small edge in lap time handling. On ice, the difference becomes even more significant. In ice braking, the WildPeak stops 13.6 feet shorter, translating to roughly a 20% advantage in braking distance. When it comes to mileages, many WildPeak RT01 sizes are light truck specifications and do not carry UTQG ratings, making direct track wear comparison difficult. Falken instead provided mileage warranties, 50,000 miles for the WildPeak RT01 and 55,000 miles for the WildPeak AT01, giving the WildPeak a small longevity advantage. When it comes to pricing, in the tested 265/70 R17 size, the WildPeak RT01 is roughly 75% more expensive than the WildPeak AT01 in this configuration. In summary, the Falken WildPeak AT01 is a more balanced tire. It delivers stronger wet braking, better snow and ice performance, improved ride comfort, and slightly longer mileage warranty, making it well suited for daily driving with occasional off-road use. On the other hand, the Falken WildPeak RT01 is built with a different mission. Its aggressive rugged terrain design and light truck construction provide stronger durability and off-road capability, making it the better option for drivers who regularly tackle tougher trails and demanding terrain.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.